Hey there, folks. My name is Kendall. I am the mental health and wellness consultant with Wellness and Learning Initiatives under Garden Cares. And today I'm going to be keeping the conversation going around our self care journeys. If you joined me last time, I was speaking to what gets in the way and what interrupts our self care. What are the reasons, the barriers in which we put in front of us or put in front of us that make it challenging for us to take care of ourselves. And so for today's conversation, we're going to be speaking about how does our self-care journey look when we're looking at our mind and our body. Very important tools when utilized in healthy and sustaining ways, right? So we're going to keep the conversation going, and I hope that when we're through with this conversation today, you're going to leave with an understanding of how you can address your mind and your body, and also why this is an important component to look at. And I think it's important that we pay attention and be attuned to what is the conversation, what is the mind saying, what is the body saying, and always being in dialogue with those two entities. And yes, we understand that both our mind and our body are powerful tools, yes. And at the same time, it's important that we realize that we are also limited human resources. And so what I mean by that is oftentimes our bodies can be communicating to us, hey, slow down, or I'm depleted, I need replenishing, I need to rebalance. And oftentimes we can kind of, put that to the side and say, no, the thought pattern or the self-talk might be I have to keep going, or whatever reason is driving it. But I think it's important that we also realize we are human and we need to replenish ourselves. And we do that through multiple ways, but conversation today will be around how we can support our mind and our body. And so it is also a cyclical relationship. It's cyclical in the sense that a healthy mind will also inform a healthy body, and vice versa. A healthy body will inform a healthy mind. So the question that comes up is, what feels good for me in my body? What feels energizing? What feels revitalizing, replenishing? And we look at that conversation and we constantly want to be in tune with understanding what is the current need, what is the current ask, whether that's coming from my mind or my body, and always having that conversation or keeping it going, keeping the dialogue running. And ultimately, self-care is a subjective experience, right? So, and as always, I want to say that I invite curiosity and exploration and getting to know what exactly self-care looks like for you, because it is a journey and it is a personal journey. So some ways that we can support our mind and our bodies: get active. So we understand that physical activity is very important in terms of managing our stress and our stress levels. Also can boost our mood, elevate how we're feeling, and also positively impact our energy levels. So all activity counts here too. So physical activity doesn't have to be in some of the ways that it is offered up, right? We have a gym and uh, physical spaces like that, but there's also other ways that we can get active, right? It could just be simple movement. It might be taking the stairs as opposed to the elevator when we're at work. It might be dancing around in our chair, getting some movement. Um, it can also look like walking to the store instead of taking transportation or driving our cars, right? So when we're thinking about that conversation with our body or with our mind, again, we want to keep the conversation anew in the sense of understanding what is the current task. So check in with yourself, understand what you're needing, and then how do I get that need addressed. Nutrition helps. So what we put in our body will definitely help fuel us. Um, so paying attention to what we're eating, if we're having well-rounded, balanced, healthy meals throughout the day. So we're ensuring that our bodies are able to do the things that we want to do, right? So again, this is a really important dynamic to pay attention to is what am I putting in my body? You can treat it, or if you want to look at yourself like a vehicle, what kind of fuel am I putting in there? How does my body respond to the fuel, right? The food, the energy source that I'm getting. And it's important for us to also practice presence. So we do that through grounding and calming techniques that help to ease the mind and support cognitive flexibility and openness, right? And so we want to also pay attention to what are the thought patterns? What is my self-talk like? Is it supportive versus punitive and judgmental, right? These are going to impact our experiences with our body and our mind, right? That interrelated piece. And so when we are able to also tap into some grounding and calming techniques, it could be something as simple as baking, knitting, yoga, some deep breathing. All of these things allow us to be settled, and it also gives us the space to, let's say, for example, our stressors, right? We all have stressors that we take on, but it allows us to be with these stressors in perhaps a different way, in a way that we have flexibility. We don't crumble, right? Um, and so we also do our best to get the appropriate sleep that we need. We understand, I think, those experiences when we're sleep deprived, it really creates some tension and a potential barrier for the way that we communicate, the way that we're in relationship with one another, right? When we're sleep deprived, we can be irritable, we can have delayed reflexes, and it can really challenge us, our ability, I guess, and also our stamina to be in relationships. So take care of you always, and tune in to what is my mind and my body needing? What is the food that I'm trying to put in there? What are the thoughts? What are the people that I'm surrounding myself with, right? I guess the energy around me. What am I steeping myself in, right? So just paying attention and always with curiosity and exploration, right? This is your journey to self-care. So you take the time that you need and the space that you need and give yourself the permission and grace to be in it, okay? So thank you for joining me today. I hope that you're walking away with uh, a renewed sense of what self-care can look like, and also some motivation to check it out and see what you can come up with and land on. All right. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to chatting with you and going on this self-care journey with you. Take care.